So new footage has dropped of Fat Joe pressing up on Wack 100 at the most recent Super Bowl this past February. Yes, Jose Cuervo just pressed a chicken wacklet. I'm sorry, Fat Joe. I was unfamiliar with your game. The biggest liar in the Northern Hemisphere is seen on video being somewhat gangster. Not just Fat Joe, but Terror Squad was right behind him. Wack 100 was there with his people, and Wack looked overly distraught, if I'm being real about the situation. Unlike these bozos who do podcasts in LA, Fat Joe has no fear for the West Coast boogeyman, which is Wack 100. Wack 100 has those podcasters out west, especially on the No Jumper platform, shook out of their boots on a regular basis. But when it comes to Fat Joe, his boots are different. His boots are steel tall. And this footage has just went viral. This footage is from like 2 to 3 months ago at the most recent Super Bowl. Things are getting real nasty out here, gang. It's just funny because this got released after Wack 100 was on Clubhouse talking about how he pressed Fabulous, made Fabulous run out of the club in front of Fat Joe. Take a look.
Fabulous, get out of there.
Hit the block.
Quick. He hear Fat Joe say, yo, Wack, what is going on? Wack, what's happening? They see Wack say, Fat Joe, this me you talking to. And walk up. Niggas get to getting out of there. 15, 20-minute conversation. I'm thinking we're in an intricate place. Fat Joe man tell a nigga with the camera, hey, kill that camera. It ain't on. I don't give a... And actually it was on. I'm letting you know what you better not raise up. Somebody still had the footage.
So yeah, it's kind of crazy that this footage is dropping right now. This is kind of wild. I mean, he also did that interview with Vlad TV where he talked about that situation too.
Well, there was a rumor that Fat Joe confronted you over comments you made about Max B and Pistol Pete.
That's no rumor. I told the world that. We got video footage. I never put it out. I'll send you the video so you can... I think we got some video footage when it first...
Now here we are viewing coverage of Fat Joe pressing Wack 100 behind making rat allegations on people that Fat Joe's associated with, like Pistol Pete. Apparently all of the narratives that Wack 100 built on Vlad TV, No Jumper, as well as Clubhouse is now catching up to him to some degree. Lucky for Wack 100, nobody got hurt. He didn't get injured, champ. This could have been the whole situation with Drakeo all over again. And when I say that, I'm not really talking about Drakeo. I'm just talking about that's the same night in which Wack got hands and feet put on him in front of Blueface. Do your Googles in case you don't believe me, champ. Wack was unscathed, champ. Nobody put hands on Wack 100 and nobody put hands on Jose, aka Fat Joe. Now, does this make Fat Joe seem like less of a liar though? Since we seen him getting gangster on camera, it appears, with Wack 100 backstage at the Super Bowl. Does this build the credibility, the street credibility more so for Fat Joe? For me, it's a yay and a nay all in one. I mean, you not getting no real points for pressing up on Wack. You're also not the first person to do these things. However, I do have to respect that he actually did it in the first place, because all of these people claiming to be gang members still haven't done it yet. At least the gang members that showcased themselves on No Jumper, that is. We continue to see a lot of gangster talks, but no gangster actions taking place. So to see this is still an act of some gangsterisms, because he's at least confronting this person and telling them that they need to stop, and that they're about to stop, and that they need this, and that they will stop. When you apply pressure, that's gangster to me. Not gonna hold you. But all this other stuff that we see on a consistent basis, especially on that No Jumper platform that they got, those guys would never ever fix their mouths to talk to Wack in such ways. They would honor him. They would give him his flowers. They would make him a cup of coffee because he had a long day and he needs an energy boost. Pretty much all they're good for at No Jumper anyway. All of the co-hosts that's there, that's what they're good for. They make Wack drinks. They do what he says. They tie his shoes when he walks in the door. That's what they do, champ. That's what they signed up for. Fat Joe, on the other hand, could never do that. He from the town. He would never ever, be a servant to Wack 100. That doesn't even make sense. Now, Fat Joe ain't the biggest person in hip hop. Yeah, he got a voice though. He hasn't made the most classic albums ever, all the most classic songs. But apparently, he ain't no pushover neither. He ain't gonna let these narratives slide. He ain't gonna let nobody talk crazy about him or his peoples if he see them in person. So we must give a kudos for that at least. But Wack 100 does look a bit crazy in his video, gang. I'm gonna run this full clip for once and for all, gang. I need y'all to make sure y'all hit that like button if you haven't. Also, make sure you hit that hype button as well. Very essential. Let's take a look.
And you get a photo with you in it. We don't need no pictures right now. Man, that shit too much, man.
Wack, you got herbed up, gang. I hate to say it. Body language says everything, champ. You even made sure that the things around you didn't make you trip in case you was about to make a run for it, champ. I peeped everything. I peeped the energy. I mean, it did look like you were outnumbered. But I'm still not giving the West Coast boogeyman a pass. Should have said, F you, Joe. This is what I think and believe, and I'm gonna push these narratives. That would have been gangster, Wack, but I'm not gonna hold you. You might have got hands, feet, knees, toes, and corns put on your head if you would have did such things, so I guess you did a good job. Does this raise the street cred of Fat Joe? Because a lot of people believe that this guy is a liar, man. A lot of people also believe he doesn't like black people whatsoever. I mean, it got so bad that he was supposed to host the BET Awards last year and it just didn't happen because of the outpouring of complete cancellation on Fat Joe. And he's also lied about how hip-hop was created, trying to incorporate himself in something he had nothing to do with. So for that, I'm not even mad. Fat Joe's in a lot of distasteful things that a lot of people that are in the hip-hop culture completely dislike. Because of favoritism and etc. Do we give Fat Joe a pass here? Do we say that this was gangster? Does this make Fat Joe a part of hip-hop? My honest answer is no. No, champ. I disagree. Yeah, you might have got tough with him, but being tough ain't got nothing to do with hip-hop whatsoever. This was just you reacting and doing what you were supposed to do. But this does make Wack 100 look bad if we're being honest. This isn't the first time we've seen Wack in a very vulnerable position either. It's been quite a few times that we've seen Wack 100 in some uncomforting positions. This definitely hurts the story where Wack says that he made Fab leave the club or etc. And if you did make Fab leave the club, it wasn't because he was on anything tough. It was probably because he doesn't want anything to do with you because he knows you have beef with Jim Jones. And Jim Jones is Fab's man. They do the whole Let's Rap About It podcast together. He's not even going to try to have any conversation with you, interact, nothing. But Wack, champ. This will come back to bite you. I'm not gonna lie, because you have a reputation at No Jumper for herbing up the co-host and etc. Listen, man, you're gonna have to get gangster at No Jumper now with this type of content flying around the internet. You're gonna have to amp up your tough credibility because now it seems like you got herbed up by Fat Joe, someone who's incredibly disliked by the culture. And Wack, I ain't gonna lie, if you in that video would have stepped up to Fat Joe, champ, listen, you might have went insanely viral. You would have gained a lot of credibility from a lot of different people. Maybe not out west, but in other places you damn sure would have. I'm not gonna lie, in this video I'm rooting for Wack 100. Not gonna lie, yeah, I'm not really rooting for Fat Joe or Terror Squad. I'm rooting for Wack to get crazy with Fat Joe. That's who I'm rooting for. I don't care. I'm not a fan of Fat Joe or nothing like that, but he did get crazy. I feel like Wack should have at least stood his ground, champ. You should have at least got tough with him, champ. Fat Joe's much older than Wack. Fat Joe's in like his mid-50s, going on 60s. Come on, champ. You can't get herbed up by these old men. But you're not young yourself, champ. I'm sure your high blood pressure medication is skyrocketing. But again, it is what it is, man. This video is slightly damaging to Wack, but once again, is it really? I mean, honestly, this is not the first time we see Wack get confronted, but you also don't see Wack get confronted too much on camera. It's just not something that happens often. This is indeed a very rare occurrence, actually. And the last time that this even remotely happened, I mean, we don't even know when it happened. We know about stories, we know about Clubhouse, we know about that stuff, but honestly, in person, on video, we barely got any footage or anything like that. I ain't gonna lie. But yeah, this is absolutely crazy, man. What do y'all think about this? You have more respect for Fat Joe now? What do you think? Will this ruin Wack 100's Pyru image that he promotes online every single day? I personally think that, honestly, Fat Joe's still the biggest liar there is possible in the Northern Hemisphere. I also think Wack 100 should have stood his ground. I don't think this is going to do any damage to Wack. I think his army is too strong. I mean, I think people forget that Wack 100 has a militia on Clubhouse that has followed him going on like nearly 5 years now. And that's a very strong thing to have, influence, champ. And those people are major followers. I mean, Wack 100 was basically talking to them like they were animals not that long ago. It's kind of crazy how much impact and power he has online.
They say, you really want, I'll figure it out. And if you practice that, I gotta go figure it out, we're gonna get done with it. Don't nobody know nothing.
Yeah, I don't know who do the schedule. I don't.
Good morning. What I do know is that unless you're changing the title, you don't have to keep redoing the room. It's set up as recurring. You have the option for that. Know who would reschedule this room because it's the same title every day.
I don't got the same guy title every day. You don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
You always come over like you know what we're talking about. Nigga, I got room schedulers. This ain't Dante Brook room. That's why I got room schedulers, so I can narrow it down. Did you know that?
I stand corrected.
Yeah, I know. Talking out your ass. Either your ass or AI. Don't me right now. Unless you really want that. Come over here with your bright ass ideas. I have room schedulers. You coming over here with these bright ass ideas like Einstein or something. You always do that shit. Don't know when to shut up and kick back. And then get mad when somebody call you on your shit.
He can talk to his people however you want to talk to them. And they ain't gonna bat an eye. They ain't gonna say a thing, champ. You can see it for yourself. That's all the proof that you need. But gang, how do y'all feel about all this in the comment section, man? How do you feel about Fat Joe pressing up on Wack? What do you think about Fat Joe now? Has your opinion changed? Is Fat Joe gangster? What about Wack? Is Wack done? Listen, I need you to let me know how y'all feel in that comment section. Also, make sure you're hitting that like button because it's incredibly essential to the channel's growth, as well as hitting that hype button, which helps the channel in a major way. Please hit the hype button. And if you're brand new, make sure you subscribe right now. Turn on all notification bells to get all the mayor's updates. And one more thing before we get all the way up out of here. Are you ready, gang? It's the mayor, the one and only New York Mayor, F. Mom Donnie, and you're rocking with the town favorite Showface News is Big Gotham, and you already know it's the town versus everybody at all times. I'm up out of here, gang. Salutes.